Hey Best Fiends fans, I am from the YouTube channel Insomniac Stream, and today we're going to be doing another makeup transformation, but this one's just a little bit different as we're going to be doing an Independence Day celebration with the Best Fiends logo. First thing we gotta do is block down the brows so that they are easier to write over and paint on with the lettering. To do this, I just like to use a washable glue stick, super easy to apply and even easier to remove with just a little bit of soap and water. And then as always, I like to go in with a white cream pencil to help sketch out the design, especially helpful when working with lettering. And for lettering, it's always a little bit tricky since you will be looking in a mirror. You have to actually paint the letters on backwards. So what I like to do is take a picture of the letters I'm going to be doing and flip it. That way, technically the letters are all backwards for me, but as I paint them on, I am making them face the correct way. If you don't have a way to flip the image for the lettering, you can always just look at a picture of the lettering in a mirror yourself, and it will help your brain kind of figure out how it should be written on your face. For the lettering, I went in with a water-activated body paint. This is skin safe and very easy to apply and remove, just a little bit of water. From here, I was able to follow the outlines I'd already made, as well as clean some stuff up, make it a little bit more defined, such as making the letters a little bit thicker where they needed to be, and adding the little points that come off the different ends. And for this part, I just went back and forth with the blue and white, making sure to get every little piece defined in the Fiends section of the paint. Something that can definitely become a little bit tricky is areas like over the nose, since that is something that really protrudes forward. It will affect the way the lines work for all the letters. So the best trick for this is to look straight forward into your mirror and draw how you see it looking. If you can get the lines to look straight while going forward and then just fill them in however is needed, you might find that the shape of it in the end looks a little bit weird from the side, but reading forward, it all lines up. The nice thing about this stage as well is that even though there is a sketch underneath, sometimes the spacing still gets a little messed up. Again, trying to make sure everything is legible from the front. So if that happens, you can just take a makeup wipe and remove that letter to fix the spacing and shapes. Once happy with the letters, I went ahead and started adding the drop shadows to each one, aiming towards what would almost be the lips in this regard, so they're aiming towards the center. For the white letters, I went ahead and used a gray body paint to kind of mark out where all the lines would be, and for the blue, I just took a darker blue paint to do the same. Once these rough sketches were down, I was able to go in with a white eyeshadow to lighten certain areas and create a highlight, and then I was able to go in with a black to start shading the edges and make them stand out more. This step, of course, can be skipped entirely if you don't want to add all the drop shadow, but it does add a lot of dimension to the letters. It makes them look like they have a lot more weight, as well as gives you more areas to have light look like it's casting off of them. On the top and bottom of the design, there are little fireworks, and to sketch them out, I decided to draw the white on its own and then fill in the gaps with the red. This mainly being if you put the white down entirely to map out the space, if you went over with red, it would probably turn pink. So to keep the colors as bright as possible, it's easier to do it this way. And then with the red, I lightly sketched out the best to go across my eyes. This is something I'm going to finish last, mainly because I have deep set eyes, so the more I open them, the better chance I have of creasing. So I try to leave anything that's going directly over my eyes till the end of the paint. As well as if a paint goes over the mouth, it's nice to leave that to the end so that you can still eat and drink throughout. To add the stars along the fireworks, I find it easiest to almost sketch out like a little starfish, just starting with one line and moving around. But you could also do the little connected line method to create the stars, whatever's easiest. To finish up the lettering over the eyes, I went ahead and slowly made each letter a little bit thicker. This one's obviously a little bit trickier because again, you're trying to make sure the lines match up forward. You are going over curves. A good way to see if this is working is to maybe stop, take a photo with your eyes closed, and see how it's all lining up. That way you can see what it'll look like in the end. From here comes the ever tedious stage of outlining everything with black. For this, I like to use a nail art brush, one that is nice and fine point so that you can get all the little details. And mainly, I just outlined all of the edges as thick as needed since you're going to be blacking it out anyways. And then on the inside of the Fiends section, I did try to make thinner lines so that I didn't ruin the hard work of all of the drop shadow, but still defined each letter. And of course, all that's left is to black out everything around it to make it stand out on its own. And with some last little bit of highlightings, that is it for this Independence Day themed Best Fiends paints. As always, we thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to the Best Fiends YouTube channel. We would love to hear your comments down below. And as always, please suggest what fiend you would like to see painted next. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.